So in first session, we have covered some 20 odd formulas, 29 formulas we have covered and have provided the recording. So if you have any queries or anything, you can go through that. We have also covered few shortcut keys and alphabets of Excel also we have seen. And now in the second episode of this session, we are planning to cover 34 formulas today. So again, like as I mentioned, it will be like three parts. For each 40 minutes, we'll be taking some 5 minutes or 10 minutes break and we'll be joining back. You can join using the same link. And last session we ended XLOOKUP in the middle. So I'll be starting again from the scratch for XLOOKUP and other formulas we will discuss. If you see the second half, mostly it's focused on the date-based formulas. It's all like simple things. So I assume that it will be done before 2 hours only. It's today's session. So let's start the session. And as I said, like first formula we are discussing is XLOOKUP. If you remember, to get a formula syntax, we can use this formula text option. This is the formula we covered in the last session. Using this, you can get to know what formula we used uh, in any of the cells. Because in normal case, you have to click on that particular cell to see the formula. But if you use this formula text, you can see it on a normal Excel itself. So XLOOKUP is like an updated version of VLOOKUP. There are some drawbacks in VLOOKUP, as I said in last session. Like you have to look from left to right only in VLOOKUP. But in XLOOKUP, you can look anyway. For example, you have Ravi, and in this particular table, you have Ravi, and you want to search for the numbers. You can do that. Or you have a number and you want to look for the name against that number. You can do that as well in XLOOKUP. So it's like left to right or right to left. Anyway, it's possible in XLOOKUP. So the formula for XLOOKUP is simple thing. What you want to lookup value, where you want to lookup array, and what is the return array. What output you want if you find that out input. Simple. Other three are optional. So it's up to you. If you want to go little advanced, you can give this. If you don't want to go advanced and if you want basics, you can stick to this. Ravi, it's searching and giving 10. Even though I have two Ravis, it's always search for the first one. If you go for the advanced ones, then you have the options to choose whether the first one is needed or the last one is needed. So I'll tell you in that also. And other option of XLOOKUP is, for example, again Ravi, and maybe I'll give name. Instead of full name, I'm just giving RAV, and I'm saying look in this particular array and give me the array as this. And if it is not found, because obviously it won't found, it cannot be found because RAV is nowhere in this particular sheet. If it is not found, what is the output I need? I need something like not available in list. Because in VLOOKUP, if you don't find that particular value, it will just give us a NA, hash NA error. And that error, it's not a readable text, right? You cannot do anything with that. You have to convert that into a editable text and then you can update anything. But now you have the option. You can give any predetermined text. Like this particular field is not available or this data is missing. You can give any field and the output is ready. So you don't need to edit this formulas again. All the errors you don't need to edit again. And as I said, like we can search from first to last or last to first. So again, I'm giving the same formula. First three are same. Again, if not found, I'm just ignoring. If you want to ignore, just put a comma. So wherever the blank is there, it means it's not considered. And again, match mode, I'm saying ignore. Search mode, how we want to search this. Search from first to last or last to first. Or there's other options, sort it ascending order and then search, or sort it descending order and then search. So, but only challenge in this particular search first to last, last to first, it's either the first one or the last one. In case you have three and you want to search the middle one, it is never possible. So either it should be like first one or the last one. That's the challenge we still have in XLOOKUP. So that you have to keep in mind. Even in ascending order, if you sort it in ascending order, the first one will be picked. If you sort it in descending order, the first one will be picked. That's it. So here I'm going for search last to first. I'm closing the bracket. So Ravi 10 and Ravi 40. but output is 40 because it's searching from last to first. And the other advanced feature which I can say in VLOOKUP is, for example, I'm searching in this table now, and I'm giving two rows as output. Selecting one row as input and giving two rows as output. Row B, sorry, column B and column C. And I'm getting both as output. I'm doing it once again. XLOOKUP. I'm selecting one. And I'm selecting two rows, two columns as output. I'm getting both the columns as output. If I have 10 columns, it will pick all the 10 columns. But the only thing is next cell should be blank. If it is having text like this, and if I select till D, it will show as a spill error because there are three columns which is output, but I don't have three blank cells over here. So it will show spill. It means there are output required in this particular cell, but something else is there. So there's a spill of data. So that's why showing spill. So in that case, you can just delete this particular cell and it will automatically update the formula. Or if you don't want it that way, just add a column in between and it will come. In this case, I'm just correcting it and keeping it to two columns. And just like uh, VLOOKUP, we can also search with approximate numbers. It's not like exact match, it's approximate also works. So here I'm giving 110. 110 is nowhere in this particular table. So I'm giving 110, which is the range between 100 and 200, right? And I'm giving this particular 0 to 300 as the range as input, and 0 to this is the output range. And here I'm saying match mode. Match mode will come into handy when it is exact match or next smaller item, exact match or next larger item, or wildcard character match. So this case we are not going with exact match because we know 100 is nowhere in the list. So we are saying exact match or next smaller item or next larger item, whichever you want, you can choose that. So I'm going with next smaller item. Even if it is like 151 you select, it will still go to 100. Even if you select 199, it will go to 100 because I'm selecting next smaller item, not the next larger item. So I'll just click -1 and it will give me 101 to 200, which is nothing but this range. So even if I select 199 here, it will be still same because I'm selecting the next smaller item. If I change it to next larger item, it will give 201 to 300. That's the difference between smaller and larger items. So you have to be careful on that. So any questions on this XLOOKUP? Because this is a widely used formula and it will help save your time a lot actually if you use it properly. So if you have any questions, you can just let me know. If not, I'll move to the next one. Uh, Next formula we are going to discuss. There are two formulas actually, substitute and replace. In simple English, if you say substitute and replace, it looks both are same. We are doing the same thing, right? But in Excel, both the formulas have different characteristics and different syntax, obviously. So let's understand what is the difference between substitute and replace. First, let's see substitute. What we are trying to do, substitute means we are replacing one word or substituting one word with another word, one letter with another word, letter, right? Simple thing, simple English, right? So let's see substitute. Uh, what you are trying to substitute in which word? Text. In which text you are trying to substitute? In this particular text, I want to substitute. What you want to do? Which letter you want to substitute in this? I want to substitute this dot. Since dot is a text, I have to keep it in double quotations. With new text, what is my new text? I just want to keep it as a space. Instead of dot, I am keeping it as a space. So here we have a dot which is replaced and given as a blank. Similarly, here I have two dots. So now I have here I have for example, if you see here, there's one more field which is instance number, which I left it intentionally blank because it's a square bracket, which is optional. Now I have an option whether to choose the first instance or the second instance. If I'm leaving blank, it's automatically selecting the first instance. But Now I have option. So let's see. If we choose first instance, what will happen? If we choose second instance, what will happen? So I'm giving 1. So the first dot got replaced. If I give 2, the first dot is same, second dot got replaced. So whichever instance you want to replace, you can choose that. If you are keeping it blank, both the instances got replaced. So if it is blank, it will replace everything. Every dot available in that particular word, it will replace. If you select any specific instance, it will do only for that particular instance. So you have that option to choose the instance number or for all. And again, same thing. I just have done it again, like instance number 2. And the next formula will be replace. I'll tell you the difference at the end once the replace formula is also covered. Equal to replace. Again, I'm trying to replace the dot. But here, if you see, it starts with the old text. This is the old text which I am referring. And where you want to start your replacing. So where means starting number, it's asking number of position number we have to give. Ravi is 4 letters, space 5 letters. Teja is again 4, 5 plus 4, 9. And dot is my 10th letter. So I'm saying replace my 10th letter and number of characters. Dot is a single letter, so I'm replacing 1. And new text, what you want to replace the new text. I'm giving blank again. It's replaced my 10th character from dot to space. So here I'm replacing a specific word like dot, comma, or A, B, C, anything. Or can it be a word also? Like Ravi, you want to replace, you can do that. But here I'm replacing 10th word, 11th word, or 12th word. So that's the difference you have to understand. So again, replace, old text will be the same. Starting number. Here I have 2 dots. Now which starting number I can give? If I give 5, it will replace only this. If I give 10, it will replace only this. So we have to cautious which one you want to replace. So I'm giving 5. Let's see how it works. Number of character again 1 and new text. It replaced only the first one, not the second one, because I have specified position number 5. So that's the major difference between substitute and replace. This works based on the specific word. If you say A, how many ever A's are there, it will replace everything. But here, if you say 10th character, 10th character can be A, B, C, D, anything. It will replace that. If you say a number of words from 10, for example, like 5 words, it will replace 5 words from 10th or 5th. It can be Teja, it can be Ravi, it can be anything else, but it'll still do the work. So it is specific to the position. This is specific to the words. So that's the difference between substitute and replace. Depending on the requirement, you have to use that. And the next option we had is again like a search and find. Again, these two looks very similar. In normal English, if you say search or find, it doesn't matter, right? But here we have a difference again in Excel, both in the syntax and the uses. So let's see what is the difference between both. Find text, within text, starting number. We are searching for something. What you're searching? I'm searching for dot within this particular text. A starting number you want to give, you can give. If not, just leave it blank because it's optional. So it's saying earlier I had counted, right? Where is dot? It is saying you don't need to count. It is there in 10th word. So you don't need to count which word is there in which sentence. I mean, which place. Again, now I have 2 instances. So let's see how it works. If I don't give any instance, find text will be dot. And within text is this. I'm not giving any instance number. I'm leaving it blank. It's automatically picking the first one. Here, if I don't give any instance number, it cleared everything. It replaced everything. But here, if I don't, it is giving the first one. So the logic is same. If it is an option, because it cannot give 2 outputs, right? It can give only 1 output. If it can give you only 1 output, it will give the first one. If it can give multiple outputs like this, it can correct multiple things, right? Here it will give the everything corrected and it will do the job. But here it's a single output. It cannot give 5 comma 10 comma 11, right? It can give only 5. So that's why it's picking the first one. If you want to say like I don't want the first one, then give an option after a first character. So now you know first dot is available in 5. So I'm saying starting number search from 6. Don't search top 5, first 5 letters, search from the sixth letter. Now it say next dot is available in position number 10. First dot is available in 5, second dot is available in 10 because I'm searching from 6. If I search for 1 or 2 or any other number, it will still show 5 because from that position, this is the first occurrence and this is the second occurrence. And now I am searching for something like a word within this. So it is saying A is available, even though here it's a capital, here it's a small a, still it is available. So it is not a case sensitive formula. It can give the output, even if you tweak the cases like uppercase to lowercase, proper case, anything, it will still work. But let's go to find and see how it works in the similar cases. Find text, what you're finding, same dot we are finding within this particular text, and starting number again, it's optional field, I'm leaving it blank. Same output, search also gives the same output, find also gives the same output. Again, find text, I'm finding dot again within this particular text, and starting number again I'm leaving blank. It gave me 5 because first instance is at 5. And till now both are working in the same way. In the third instance we are searching for the second one, so we'll give starting number as 6 is the sixth position. We are starting from here, so it will say 10th is the second instance. Now if you see this difference, I'm searching for capital A in this particular word. I'm not getting it. So the only difference between find and is search is not case sensitive, find is a case sensitive. So if you don't know whether it's proper case, uppercase or lowercase, you search because it works everywhere. If you are very sure that this is in capital letters only, then only go for find. So it will be easy. So earlier we got one question, right? If you want to combine this left formula irrespective of number of positions, like here I have four letters, here I have one letter, irrespective of the number of positions, if you want to know what is my first word, you can use this find or search options and combine that. I'll show you an example quickly. It's not for the class, but I'm just showing it. So left of Ravi, number of characters, how many number of characters I want. Here it's 4, somewhere else it can be 5, it can be 6, right? So now I'm saying search for the first space. Search, find text will be space, within text will be this. Search for the first space, minus 1, because first space in 5, I just want 5 minus 1, first 4 letters. I have to close a bracket, I forgot, so it shows an error. Okay, let's change the name somewhere and we'll see if it applies similarly or not. Space is not there, so it's showing like this. I'll just change it to okay. Same formula, I haven't changed anything, just dragged and dropped. Here it's giving 4 letters, here is giving out 1 letter. Even if I have uh, for example like space is at the end only, I just drag and drop, it will give me everything till that space. So the logic which should work is there should be a space. If there is no space, then you can't do anything. You have to find something else like a comma or dot or whatever is the delimiter between both the text. You have to find it out. If you have a delimiter, then you can use this way. So just a combination of formulas which we are going to discuss in the advanced classes, not in this basic session. So that is one thing. Any questions till now? Yeah, I'll just move on to the next formula then. Number value. Uh, for ex I mean, when you are working in Excel, you will see many times a green box or check box at the left corner, right? So if you see this green box, you won't be able to apply any of the number formulas, even though 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is just a number. You cannot apply any of the number formulas to this. For example, if I try to add 1 to this, 2, it's come. Normally, like the simple things are working, but complex formulas, if you see, this is in a text format. Whenever you see these numbers are aligned on the left side and there's a check marks, it means it's in text format. How can you convert this text format to a number format? So here, if you have this option, you can choose it number, and you feel like it's done. No, it won't work in that way. That formatting is only for how you want to look it. So here, if you see, be it number, currency, or accounting, everywhere it's saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. But if it is the actual number, it will update. Number will be in this format. Currency, it's adding the currency symbol. Accounting, it's adding the commas and all. Date, it's changing. Time, everything it's changing based on the actual format, how it looks, right? So this is the actual number format, but this is the text format. So whenever you see text format, convert it to the number format, then only these formulas will work properly, because you're saying these two are equal. Excel is saying no, it's not equal. These two are different things, right? So it's a number value, so it won't work for any text. If you give for any text, it will say error. But if you give for text which looks which can be number, it works. It converts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a readable text, a readable number. And similarly, date is also a number in Excel, as I mentioned earlier. 1/1/1900 is the first date in Excel. So it 1/1/1900, if you enter and change it to number format, it shows 1. So I'll just show you 1/1/1900. It's in the date format, so it's showing date. If I change it to number format, it will give you 1. You can change it back to short date, change it to 2. Instead of 1/1, change it to 1/2. Now date is 2. If you change it to 3, it will show Excel calendar starts from 1/1/1900. That's the simple thing. So if I use the number value for this particular date, this is the 45,639th date from 1/1/1900. And next formula is sum if s. Earlier in the episode 1, we have discussed sum if. Now we are discussing sum if yes. The difference between both is sum if works for single condition. But if you have multiple condition, so we'll show you sum if, where is it? Here we have only one condition. If it is Ravi, just pick the output. But here I have two outputs. If it is Ravi and if it is accounts, then pick the output. If it is commerce, I don't want. So I'm saying if it is Ravi, if it is accounts, then only give me this sum. So I have two conditions, right? So sum if won't work in that case. So I have to go for multiple conditions, multiple ifs. So I'm saying sum if yes. First formula is first syntax is sum range. In sum if you see, the first syntax is criteria range or range, which is the criteria range. But here it's a sum range. It's not the criteria range. So the order changes here. Sum range and then the criteria range. This is the first criteria, and here I should have Ravi, which is this. And this is the second criteria, which is accounts and commerce. And this is my criteria range 2, which is accounts. Okay. If you have criteria 3, 4, 5, you can keep on adding. I think you have a limit of 256 criterias in some ifs. So we can keep on adding multiple criterias for this. And it will say Ravi plus accounts give you only one output, which is 10. If you have multiple outputs like that, it will give you all. So let's see one more case. Instead of accounts, let's take commerce. Okay. Sum range is this, and then criteria range is this. So I'm saying criteria should be Teja now, and criteria range 2 is this. I'm saying criteria will be commerce. That's it, two criteria. So I have only one Teja. I mean, two Tejas are available, and commerce is again available twice, but combination is available only one place, which is 40. So I should get only 40. If you have commerce for this as well, 40 plus 20 is 60. It will give you 60. And this is a case sensitive. So even if you give like text in bold or sorry, capitals or small letters, it will still give you the formula output. Since we don't have anything in capitals, but still the output will be generated. It's not a case sensitive formula. And next option we have is removing duplicates. So many times you will see the data getting duplicated. You will see multiple cells having same data, right? So how you can delete that? There are multiple options you can do. One option is this removing duplicates option, and the second one is unique formula. So I'll discuss both. You can see works better for you. There are many other options like conditional formatting. You can highlight the duplicates. In the first session, we have discussed conditional formatting. Here we have discussed conditional formatting. So you can go with this way, highlight the duplicates and then delete them. Sorry, just a minute. Okay. Conditional formatting you can use, or removing duplicates option you can use, or unique you can use. So we'll discuss removing duplicates first. Where is this option settings? It's not a formula, it's an option. That's why I haven't kept anything in the syntax or anything. So you have to go to the data, first select the range, go to the data. You can see this option. Next to text to columns in data tools, you will find it. Remove duplicates. Just click on remove duplicates. It asks in my data has header or not. Since I selected only these four cells, I will say my data don't have header, so it'll select everything. But if I select top column as well, I can choose that my data has header. So header won't be touched if I select this. I have only one column, so I'm selecting everything. Just click on remove duplicates, gone. Remove duplicates. It says two duplicate values found and removed. Two unique values remain. Note that counts may include empty cells, spaces, etc. So it's saying earlier we have four. Out of that, these two are duplicate, these two are unique. So I'm deleting the two and keeping the two unique things. Simple thing. Just click on remove duplicates. Okay, that's it. I have selected my data as header, so that's why header is also available and the one data is also available. I have to select untick my data as headers, or I have to select the header as well. Either of the things you have to. Okay. You have a question, it seems. Okay. And the next option, unique, simple thing. Just click on unique formula and select the range. That's it. You will get the output. So select unique, select the range. That's it. You will get the output. How many ever unique cells are there in that particular array you selected, it will automatically pick it up. Uh, Here it's a option, right? So it will remove the input. Whatever input you have, it's gone, because if you want to see what you have updated, you can't see now. It's gone now. But here you have the option. Input will be in one column, output can be in another column. So in that way, you can have a trial also. So I'll suggest to use unique formula instead of going with removing duplicates, because this will change the input. Okay. And this works for numbers, text, everything. It's not like it will only work for text or anything. It will work for everything. I just took a text as an example. That's it. And next option we have is absolute. Absolute means a simple thing. Simple thing for absolute is wherever you have positive or negative, everything it will convert to positive numbers and give you the number. That's it. Simple way to understand absolute. So I'm saying absolute and change this. So from -100, it just change it to +100. It won't work for 100.1. Give me 100. It won't do that way. It will just change the sign from negative to positive. It won't do the other way around. Positive to negative, it won't do. Whatever is positive or negative, the output will be always positive number. That's it. Simple thing. And it's a number based formula. It can't work for text. And next three formulas are there, which is nothing but concat. So simple thing, if you want to add multiple cells, name is there in different columns or different rows, how you can add? You can just put a simple and you can add it. This is the and symbol which we can use. So and just select whatever you want to add. It will give you a name. But name doesn't look nice, right? Like we need spaces in between each word. So that's what I'm saying. Uh, add one more space and again after this word also we'll keep a space and then end. If you don't want space, you want comma, just put comma. Or if you want any other criteria, just put that. So it's all like option. We can manually select this. This is similar to text joint, which we discussed in episode 1. Here at the bottom somewhere, I remember saying text join. Yeah, text join. This works in the same way as end. Similarly, we have formula also. Instead of doing it like this, we have formula also. Concat and just select the cells you want to add. Here also you can, instead of looking like this, you can also give spaces. I forgot to put a comma here. It will give you the output like this as well. Or you can give a range as well. Instead of selecting one by one, you can just select a range and say that this is how I want the output. There's one more formula which is concatenate. There's concat and there's concatenate. So we have to understand the difference now. Wherever there are two formulas, understanding the difference where you can use which formula is very important, because if you don't understand, the output will be wrong. So search and find looks very similar. Substitute and replace looks very similar. Again, concat and concatenate looks very similar. So understand the differences first, then use them. If you select individual cells, outputs are same, right? If you don't give spaces, same thing, right? But if you select a range, concatenate and select a range, I'm getting output in 3 different rows. I'm not getting output like this, but I'm getting output like this. So concat works for text or strings. Strings means arrays, like range of cells. But concatenate works only for text, individual cells. It won't work for strings or arrays. So that's the difference you have to keep in mind. If you select for a string, if you have 3 rows, it will keep 3 rows. If you have 20 rows, it will show 20 rows like this. So let's see, concatenate. I'm giving everything. For example, it will just replicate the same thing. That's it. It won't do any changes. So this won't help us. But you want to replicate this data, instead of putting equal to everywhere, you can just try this also maybe.